The village of Sevanagala in eastern Sri Lanka. A typical day in the monsoon season. The rain, torrential. Except there's something very different about this rain. Its color. The initial downpour was sudden, lasting more than 15 minutes. But this was just the beginning. People in this part of the world are used to heavy rain, but not rain the color of blood. They were frightened to leave their homes.
මේකේ තියෙන කුඩ අල්ලන්නත් බයයි. ඒගොල්ලෝ සමහර වෙලාවට මේක ඒගොල්ලන්ට හානි කරයි කියලා හිතපු නිසා තමයි එහෙම ඇල්ලුවේ නැත්තේ.
It rained on and off for 60 days straight. People were held captive by the mysterious red downpour and feared their drinking water was contaminated. To calm the growing panic, the government was forced to intervene.
Well, a team of 6 specialist doctors have been appointed by the Ministry of Health to investigate the red rain experience in the Sevanagala area.
It was a race against time as investigators worked to ensure the water was safe for consumption.
Within 12 hours, we got the first red rain sample to the MRI for investigations. There's a public outcry to know what it is. We were able to do the chemical analysis, but we couldn't say conclusively what it is.
The blood cells and the red rain cells may have some superficial similarity, but this is the image of the red cell cross-section. And you can see a very thick cell wall, and at the same time, if you look at the red blood cells, they don't have this kind of a cell wall. So still the cells remain unidentified.
So far in their investigations, scientists had been unable to identify the cells found in the rainwater. First, dust, and then blood had been ruled out. Next, investigators at Slintech, the most technologically advanced laboratory in Sri Lanka, tested the theory that pigmentation in algae spores was to blame. Cyclones and tornadoes may have sucked up the algae into the atmosphere, for it to fall, like in the dust and blood theories, with the rain.
We have tested 2 types of algae, but it doesn't match with these red rain samples. So we cannot conclude that this is a kind of algae. It has a different structure completely.
Its different cell structure rules out algae. But whatever it is, it looks to be alive. Professor De Silva went on the hunt for its DNA, the genetic code present in all known life.
If the DNA is present, there should be phosphorus. We have looked to see the total elemental analysis, but all the samples that we have looked in, we didn't find any phosphorus. So that means we can conclude that there is no DNA in these organisms.
All known life forms need DNA, the essential building block of life on Earth. It allows cells to replicate. But Professor Lewis has discovered these cells are replicating even though they have no DNA. What's more, it's replicating in conditions that would kill all other known life forms.
I have heated these cells for 15 hours at 300 degrees centigrade. That would kill any normal organism. We found to our surprise that they don't just survive, they are growing happily at that temperature.
Now, Professor Lewis's examination of the strange cells in the red rain have led him to an astonishing conclusion.
This is potentially an extraterrestrial organism.
So could these tiny cells actually be alien life? Professor Chandra Wickremesinghe is one of the world's leading astrobiologists. Consultant to the European Space Agency, he is an expert in the ongoing debate on the possibility of life existing elsewhere in the universe. He suspects a connection to a mysterious event reported on the local news a week before the red rain fell.
What are these unidentified lights?
Sri Lanka Air Force states that it is keeping a 24-hour vigil regarding the unidentified lights that were witnessed in the skies over several parts of the island.
Chandra tracks down an eyewitness who reported seeing the strange lights. Tarkiri Bunder saw the lights crash to Earth. Next day, he discovered mysterious debris in his field.
This is a large piece. Did you find many large pieces?
Oh, yes, yes.
You saw the fireball and you saw this actually falling from the skies.
Yes.
That's very significant.
Chandra's convinced he knows what fell that night.
On that evidence alone, I think one has to say that it is a meteorite.
Every year, over 30,000 metric tons of meteorite hits the Earth. No one has ever found living cells on these space rocks. But now, Chandra thinks he's on the brink of a new discovery. Back in Britain, Chandra has his rainwater sample and meteorite fragments. They fell to Earth in the same place and just a week apart. He believes that if he can find the same strange cells in the meteorite that have already been identified in the rain, then these cells came to Earth from space. As they search deep inside the meteor rock, Chandra spots something.
That's a potential red rain there, isn't it?
Could this be a match?
It's a whole field of spherical carbon structures that look like red rain cells.
If Chandra has found matching cells inside the meteorite, it proves the red rain didn't simply deposit the cells on the meteorite after it hit land. They must have been inside the meteorite as it hurled towards Earth and exploded into tiny pieces.
Would have been a huge number of these red rain cells, and the total weight would have been tons.
If so, the red cells would have settled into the cloud layer, where they stayed for weeks, gradually falling as red rain. If his analysis is correct, it would explain the red rain, and it would prove that life exists beyond the Earth.